My name is Meredith Wortman,
My name is Claire Marsh.
and this is our junior group performance.
Susan Flesche Picotte, a Trailblazer. She's getting worse. Rosalie, where's the agency doctor?
Father sent for him 4 times, sister. I don't think he's coming.
But she's gonna die. Can't we do something?
Susan, promise me that you will stand up for our people no matter the cost. You are only 8 years old now, but you can do so much for them. They deserve the same rights as anyone, and you can make it your responsibility to help them.
I am Susan LaFlesche, and I'm a member of the Omaha Native American Tribe. I grew up on the reservation, located near Waltz Hill in northeast Nebraska, and it is my responsibility to help my people. Throughout my childhood, all I ever wanted was to help them and my family. So I went to school, and I worked hard. With these words spoken to me and my sisters by my father, Joseph LaFlesche, or Chief Iron Eye, always in the back of my mind.
Do you always want to be simply called those Indians, or do you want to go to school and be someone in the world?
These very words influenced me to become a fighter for the rights of my people and all people.
Often overlooked, Susan LaFlesche Picotte changed, improved, and built the healthcare rights of her Omaha Native American tribe, and throughout history others, by taking the responsibility into her own hands to help her mistreated people, and from this becoming the first Native person to earn a medical degree.
She spent her entire life, from 1865 to 1915, caring for her people and breaking boundaries in Native American health rights. She really was a trailblazer, a pioneer on new frontiers, and an innovator for what she believed. Because of this determination, Susan became a hero to her people, and it's our job to tell her untold story.
My name is Alice Cunningham Fletcher. I met Susan when she was only 18 years old. I am a white woman, some may call me a Victorian intellectual, and a Harvard graduate. As an anthropologist, I was researching the lives of Native Americans on the Omaha Reservation when I caught a serious cold in my tent. Susan came to my aid and nursed me back to health. We became fast friends despite our very different backgrounds. Then, one day, I had an idea.
I was a little hesitant when Alice suggested medical school. Not only would I be the first Native American physician, but I'm also a woman. Gender differences never mattered to my tribe, but there were many at the time who thought that women couldn't do the work of men.
So you can imagine my excitement when Susan was accepted into the Women's Medical College of Pennsylvania.
But one problem still loomed. How was I going to pay my tuition? Because of Susan's modest and gentle presence, her family's influence, and her determination, she was brought forward with a scholarship that would cover all of her college expenses, offered to her by the Connecticut Indian Association.
2 years later, in 1889, I was the first to stand and clap at Susan's commencement ceremony from the Women's Medical College of Pennsylvania. She graduated at the top of her class, and 1 year early. I agree with her old principal, who once said, "She's a level-headed, earnest, capable Christian woman, quite equal, I think, to medical studies. She deserves every chance. As a doctor, she can do much for her people. She's clear-headed and independent, a naturally deep but not sentimental woman. I hope your society will take her up."
We who are educated have to be pioneers of Indian civilization. We are just beginning, so do not try to tear us down, but help us to climb higher. After graduation, I always intended on going home to my people. That was the reason I went to get my medical degree in the first place. I told everyone that my office hours were any and all hours of the day and night. I had a phone in my house that people could call, along with a lantern in my window as a beacon.
That's not all. This unsung physician helped people in blistering heat, in freezing temperatures, and traveled long distances with her 2 horses, Pat and Pudge, and a buggy with all of her instruments in it. She acquired 1,244 patients in a 1,350 square mile radius overnight.
I feel I have an advantage in knowing the language and customs of my people, and as a physician, I can do a great deal to help them.
This went on for about 5 years until Susan married Henry Picotte and they had 2 children, Sadly, in 1905, Susan's husband died from tuberculosis, which was worsened by his alcoholism. Susan and our boys moved to Walhill, Nebraska, where they began work on building the first privately funded hospital on a reservation. Hello, is anyone here?
Yes, welcome to my hospital. Sorry about the mess. We're in the building process. Would you like a tour?
Yes, I was sent from the Presbyterian Women's Council to see where a donation is going.
Yes, right away. Thank you for your generous donation. It will be going into an operating table that will go right here. Hey, put some shoes on. Your sister just had hookworm.
Why are you putting so many windows in the operating room?
We put windows in the operating room for a natural, peaceful light for patients, as well as plenty of light when I'm working. Over here is where the bathroom will go, and upstairs we have the nurse quarters. Downstairs we'll have a kitchen, a laundry room, and an ice room.
I couldn't help but notice that big front porch with hammocks being put up when I walked in.
Yes, that porch is my pride and joy. The hammocks are for our tuberculosis patients, so that they can get plenty of sunlight and fresh air. I'm also being sent screens for all the windows to keep out disease-spreading flies. Excuse me. John, what's the update on the water fountain installment?
Water fountains?
Yes, I'm working to ban communal drinking cups, but my people still need water.
Why are you doing this?
Pardon me?
Raising all of this money and donating all your time just to help a few people at a time?
My family raised me to bring hospitality to all. And because I have the resources and a degree, it is my responsibility to do anything to provide them with what they deserve.
Susan advocated for the good of her people always, and once wrote to a newspaper saying,
I shall willingly and gladly cooperate with the Indian Department in anything that is for the welfare of the tribe.
but I shall always fight good and hard against the department or anyone else that is to the tribe's detriment, even if I have to fight alone.
For before my God, I owe my people a responsibility.
Susan was a smart, hard worker who would do anything for her tribe. She became her people's hero when no one else did. She traveled long distances to get her education and used it so that no other little 8-year-old girl would have to helplessly watch as her tribe elder died again.
Susan's goal was never to become the first Native American physician, but because she simply wanted to help her people, she did that, and so much more. She first took on her responsibility, and from that came the medical rights of her Omaha people. Her story should never go untold or forgotten because of the impact she had on so many lives.
I am an Omaha tribal member who would have died if it wasn't for Dr. Sue.
I am a white farmer who would have died if it wasn't for Dr. Sue.
I am a child who would have lost her mother if it wasn't for Dr. Sue.
I'm a student who would not have been brave enough to go to medical school if it wasn't for Dr. Sue.
I am a dreamer who dreams, sees visions,
and listens always to the still, small voice.
I am a trailblazer.